last night I stayed up until 3 a.m. It was actually like 2:30. But I was watching Bridgerton, but I have teeth whitening strips on too, so I might sound like I have a little beard. So I stayed up until 2:30 watching Bridgerton, but it was a spin-off series, Queen Charlotte. Amazing. Highly recommend, but you gotta watch Bridgerton first and then Queen Charlotte. And I had these thoughts that were coming up of, why are you doing this? Why are you staying up so late? Like, you know that you need to get to bed. You have things that you need to do tomorrow. And there was just like some shame and some guilt. And I was like, oh, first of all, we're not going to do that. Okay, because one of the declaration statements I have made over my life is I'm going to teach neurodivergent self-aware girlies how to quantum leap to 50K months. Okay, I'm also doing that for myself. And anytime that I teach other people how to do something, then it launches me into that reality, because it's a co-collaborative experience, and it also kind of pushes me to pull myself into those timelines with more intentionality. And one of the things that comes along with that is already embodying that in the here and now. Like, I am already that person. I am already that identity. That's the only reason I can see it in the first place. So it's a matter of fact of retraining my subconscious. Girl, we're already there. There's nothing else that we need to do, because the schematics that I have been running in life, for the most part, are grinding and hustling and capitalistic tendencies and all these things, even within spirituality, okay, and owning a business in these realms. And that's only gotten me so far in life. Blessings, abundant, we love, okay, but it hasn't necessarily gotten me to where I want to be. But a lot of that is my own self-concept and what I believe is true about my reality and what is possible for me in my life. So I decided to have a form of rebellion against me and my behavioral patterns, because obviously the things that I was doing previously were not getting me to where I wanted to be, so I have to do different things. Today, I woke up at 11 o'clock. Well, I woke up earlier to take my dogs out, but then I went back to bed. And I woke up at 11, and I started having those thoughts come up again of, well, look what you've done now. You've wasted half the day, and we have these things that we need to do. And I had to have a real talk conversation with myself and say, I show up consistently every single day. The reason that we have not been making the forward movement that we want to is because we're not seeing our greatness in its totality. And I have been weighing shame and guilt against myself and perfectionism and overachieving, when that's just simply not necessarily. And that is why we are here in the first place. So yeah, I am going to stay up until 2:30. Yeah, I am going to sleep until 11. Yeah, I'm not going to do the things that I said I was going to do today, because that's the liberation that my inner children, that is the liberation that my inner children have been needing for myself. And you know what? I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to say, hey, we don't need to do anything else. Doing things is how we have gotten here in the first place. How about we not do things? Okay, I don't expect anything from you, because a lot of times we're blocking our own blessings by how much we are doing. And I'm like, we're going to rewrite our reality for how much can we have fun? How many adventures can we go on? How much can we rest? How much can we do things that we actually enjoy doing for ourselves, and not always taking other people into account, because those people aren't even real in the first place. They are just a reflection of us. And yes, they are real. We love helping people, but we're not going to look through the lens of pedestalizing anything above ourselves. And so if we're going to stay up until 2:30 to enjoy a TV show that we're getting a lot out of and downloads and insights, and it's actually helping our self-concept watching this, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to sleep until 11 o'clock. And then we're going to take it easy, and we're going to put off things till another day, because we don't feel like doing them anyway today. Not because we stayed up, because that was another limiting belief that was coming to the surface of like, oh, well, of course you're not doing the things you said you were going to do. You're doing self-sabotaging behaviors and staying up. And I'm like, nope, Actually, I'm not. Like, sometimes you really have to hold a boundary with yourself. And there have been times in my life where I was doing self-sabotaging behaviors and succumbing to procrastinating because I didn't understand my ADHD, or I was just experiencing like anxiety and depression in life or whatever. This is not that. I have done enough digging around in there to perceive what the totality of the situation actually is. And the conclusion that I came to was we need to do some rebellion against self and these old paradigms and ways of being. And if that means staying up and sleeping in, then that's what we're going to do. So I wanted to come on and share this because that is part of this process. That's another thing that I was saying, that those 50K months, it's not even really about the money. It's about the lifestyle. It's about being able to invest in whatever I want at any time. For me and for you. And creating the space for me to be in my genius and my creative efforts and raising the collective consciousness. So that's kind of just the more 3D tangible bar of expectation that I have set in this reality scape, if you will. Okay, 50,000 energy points a month, because that is where I am at in life with my consciousness and my genius and my creativity and what I put out into the world. So equal energy exchange. So me making this video is a part of that. I had to have a hard look at myself and say, it doesn't matter what the video counts are. It doesn't matter the number of clients. It doesn't matter all these external circumstances. Like, that's how you get on a hamster wheel of weighing judgments against yourself. And I said, that's the requirement for my existence, for being here. Period. I don't have to do anything because I naturally do things. Like, it is part of my mission here to support other people and inspire them and uplift them and be their biggest cheerleader and help them remember themselves. That's something that, Mr. Pugs, that's something that naturally exudes out of me, but that's also why it's a requirement of 50K months. And part of that is coming on and just talking and saying anything I talk about gets me there. Anything. It's just me existing. I would love to hear in the comments if this is a message that you needed to hear as well. Remember to give a follow to join the community, and I'm wishing you an absolutely magical day.